Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker, and today we're outside of the Nightcap, which is a really old thing that I keep on riding past, and it's completely abandoned. There used to be a pub. You can still see there's like a little bicycle in there, loads of glasses on the table, hopefully you can see that, and the bar, which is actually still pretty intact. All the windows and such are broken. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about a few different things. It's very much a Gorilla Ramble, so if you don't like these type of videos, you know, you can leave now. Save yourself some time. And there's the old toilets. Oh, they're in bits. And it's funny. No, it's not funny. I didn't actually mean to put these two together, but we are once again talking about old bikes and whatnot. Also, I've borrowed Works GoPro Hero 9, so let me know what you think of the footage from that. But yeah, let's get on the road. So yeah, we're going to be talking about old bikes and why I don't really understand the yearly release thing, and is there anything we as people can do about it. I'm not sure there is. I wish there was, to be honest, because I suppose how everything works at the moment is, you get a timed yearly release nearly of a lot of models, and everything's kind of brushed up once a year, and not everyone, but a lot of people feel the need to upgrade, or even once every 3 years. And I suppose why this bothers me, and not that it even bothers me that much, to be quite honest, but I just think it's a waste, because especially as an automotive enthusiast, I think a lot of us know that at the moment we are demonized a little bit. Oh, that was a big bee that hit my shoulder. We're demonized a little bit because we're seen as people who contribute to global warming because of our hobbies and our passions. And the thing that I don't really understand is, obviously at the moment manufacturers are set up to increase growth or to increase profits year on year. It's all about year on year. And I've always wondered, if you change that to projected growth once every 5 years, and in the interim you can fall down a bit, you don't have to grow every single year. I'd be really interested to know, would manufacturers reposition themselves? Like, I would love for it to be once every 10 years. I would love for manufacturers of bikes to say, you know what, we need to make a vehicle that's going to last, and last really, really well, and be really, really solid for 10 years. I just don't think that's ever going to happen, because people are greedy. Let's face it, people are really greedy, and shareholders in these big companies, they don't really give any form of care about, oh, that bit of road really needs to be fixed. They don't really care about the end user. They just want their share prices to go up every year, and they want to keep making more money, and that's the nature of the beast. It is what it is. I don't think we're going to change it, especially not by whinging about it. But I'd be really interested to know is, people power is actually powerful. And I'd be really interested to know if people did stop buying, new bikes every year, or new bikes every 3 years. And I'll clarify that in a point, because there's a bit I want to add to that. But I would wonder, would manufacturers shift back to making things that are, super reliable? Because I think it's the mark of this bike, for instance. A lot of people look at this bike and they say, oh, is it reliable? I hear its stator fails. But if you look at the amount of people who've had stators fail, and they generally fail first at 25,000 miles, and there's people who've been through 4 of them, and they're like, oh yeah, I've 80,000, 90,000 miles. That's over 100,000, 150,000 kilometers. It's a funny thing, because in Ireland anyway, a lot of people will look at a bike, and if it has more than 30,000 kilometers on it, they'll think it's done, it's used up, which is patently ridiculous. I've talked about it before. My new to me Aprilia has 40-something thousand kilometers on it. It's not a problem once you look after your stuff and follow service intervals. So yeah, sure, some consumables are going out, like piston rings and whatever else. That's fine. People are there who will rebuild them, or you could learn to rebuild it yourself. I really wonder if people were to say, you know what, no, we want more reliable bikes, and we want an actual paradigm shift once every 5 years, once every 10 years of technology. We don't want all these little iterative steps once a year. And I mean, sure, maybe manufacturers can still release their special editions, but once every 5 years, you know, release a raft of stuff. And it, you know, again, I can predict what people are going to say, but you know, Michael, a lot of manufacturers do that, but they have their different bikes will be on different cycles. And that's true. That's absolutely true. I don't know. It's just something that kind of pops up in my head, is that, you know, I look at things, and there's so many of this bike out there, and this thing is bloody fantastic. It has literally done everything. It's toured, it's been on the track, it brings me up and down to work every day. And the worst thing that's ever gone wrong with it is it had a failed stator. I don't know. It's just, I would love to be in a position to keep this for as long as I could, and just put like a huge amount of mileage on it, and you know, see when it does eventually calve, you know, eventually when things do wear out. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange, let me know what you think. It's just something that popped into my head today, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a ramble again. It's been a while. I'd wonder, you know, if we changed, or if there was a way to change how shareholders perceive their value increase, you know, if it wasn't a year-on-year basis, would it make any difference? Would we see, you know, products that lasted longer again? Because if you look at cars back in, you know, the 70s and 80s, I mean, they were built to last. And yes, I know, again, someone's going to say, yeah, but they crashed terribly. You know, there was no crumple zones. You know, they had lots of other issues, and they did, and they absolutely did. But like, the thing I like about older bikes, and I'm not, you know, I like carbs, but I'm not a proponent for carbs. If someone says, you know, okay, I'm a first time buyer, I want to buy a bike, and I really like this bike, and there's a carb option and an EFI option, I'm going to tell them to get fuel injection every day of the week, because it is so much better for their lives and their sanity and their day-to-day stuff. Carbs are great, but you need to look after them. But the thing that is fantastic about carbs is carbs have been around a long time, and it's old machine practices that can, you know, manufacture jets for them, keep them in good condition. Just so many things that you know, these things do. Weird. You know, that you can pull a bike out of storage, and if it's a carbed bike, you can rebuild those carbs, you know, if the engine isn't seized, change a couple of bearings and whatever else, and get the bike going and use it and enjoy it, which is exactly what I've done with the Gixxer. And it's why my mind comes back to this. I don't know, I just think at the moment in Ireland especially, it's hard to afford new nice things for a lot of people my age, and it makes me sad to think that people are put off buying bikes due to the fact that they can't afford a nice new shiny one, and they're worried about buying older ones. And I know I've kind of talked about this before in refurbishing and whatnot, but I don't know. I'll stop on this point. Just let me know what you think. Do you think it'd be cool to see, or interesting to see, you know, year-on-year increases being done away with, that pure greed being done away with, and seeing a return to companies making stuff that last, to build their brands slowly over 20 years, not look for that instant gratification, and see, you know, that you have entire families over generations beholden to your brand because it's such good quality. I don't know, if I ever started a business, that's how I would like my business to go. I think it would be a better way overall. I think it'd be better for everyone, you know what I mean? I think in the long run, the super greedy people would probably be happier. Because I've said it before, you know, like I know everyone looks at the like Elon Musk and stuff, and they think, wow, he's so much money. But I mean, is he happy? And I know that's a kind of a silly statement, but is he, like, you know, does he get to go out and enjoy his time with his friends? Does he get to see lots of the world? Because I've been on business trips, you know, I've traveled for work, and you don't actually get to see much of the area you go to. You're stuck in meeting rooms and whatnot, and then you have to go out for dinners, and you have to talk and be friendly, and yeah, I'd be very interested to know what's the limit, what's the right amount of money and the right amount of time. That'd be the kind of the trade-off I'd look for personally. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about is you know, people who make videos, I think we oftentimes get all lumped into one big group, and that's unfortunate. You know, if you watch the channel a while, I don't do clickbait, I don't do anything like that. which probably doesn't help me really as well, but it's not something I ever want to do. I want to make videos for people that do what they say on the tin. You know, if they don't get tens of thousands of views, that's okay. You know, I'm never gonna be a huge YouTuber at this point. You know, I have like nearly 400 videos, I think. And if you look at some channels out there who have hundreds of thousands of views, they have, you know, like half the videos I do, a third of the videos, you know, 1/8 the videos that I do in some cases. It's, like I said, it's fine. That's how it is. I like making the videos I make. I like keeping them simple. But anyway, before going into too much detail on that, like I always have a habit of doing, basically what I'm kind of saying is, there was recently a story about a guy who has gotten in trouble because he intentionally jumped out of his plane. He intentionally crashed his plane for the views, is the kind of the opinion of the FAA over in America. And look, whether he did or didn't, I actually haven't watched the video, and I don't want to. That's up for debate, whether he did or didn't, whether he could have tried to land the plane, who knows, right? My issue is the comments on one of the stories on that was just people going off on content creators in general, you know, that we're a bane on society and whatever else. And it's a funny one, because I don't disagree. In a lot of cases, a lot of content creators can be a bit of a bane on society. And you see some people, they just start doing things to get content out there. You know, they start doing crazy things because their views drop, or they start doing things that they don't know about and shouldn't be doing to get views. And I think that's unfortunate, and it does, in certain cases, people do put people at risk. I could name a few, but I won't, because I don't want to do that. I don't ever want my comment sections to turn into some attack centered against someone else or myself. My point is, as well, right, the point I was trying to get to is, you know, people are giving out about that guy jumping out of the airplane, and, you know, that he did it on purpose and all that, but you're all watching the video. It kind of goes back to that old thing, you know, stop making stupid people famous. I agree. There are some people out there who are thick as a double ditch, and for those of you who don't know what a ditch is, that's a ditch. So a double ditch would be two of those side by side, basically. You give out about this person, but I guarantee you've not only watched that video, you've probably shared it. You've probably told loads of people, hey, did you see that guy? What an idiot. Which is fair enough. That's the human makeup. It's how we are. You know, we love seeing these stupid things and laughing at them. It's why, you know, fails of the year and all that was so good on YouTube back in the day, or I think it was fails of the year and all that. I'm not sure. And people are awesome. So yeah, so there was people are awesome, and I don't know, is it fail army, whatever it is. You know, people like watching people do stupid stuff, which is fair enough. I'm guilty of it as well. But if you are someone who goes and watches a stupid person do stupid stuff and hurt themselves or hurt others, then please don't complain about them being a bane on society, because you have created that monster. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. You know, if you want to see boring ass people such as myself, you know, go watch those people. And you know, it does give me hope when you see channels like Itchy Boots doing so well. She just hit 1 million subscribers, and unbelievably well deserved. It's funny, because when you see someone like Itchy Boots has a very simple formula, you know, it doesn't even go to the extent that I go to it, the amount of cameras they have, and, you know, the audio I have, and it doesn't matter, because it's her personality, it's her style that makes it work. And I love seeing that, because that also is something that gives me a bit of hope, you know, that she is over 1 million subscribers. That's huge. And you know, seeing someone like that grow would give me hope personally. And I watch Itchy Boots, you know, I don't watch a lot of stupid people like for instance, the Pauls. And if the Pauls ever see this, I will happily box you for 1 million, Jake. Actually, I'd box you for 100,000, no problem. I won't even train, I'll just try it, see what happens. Well, that kind of goes against what I was saying, but it doesn't matter, because the thing that I don't do, and I really try not to do, and sometimes you do have to catch yourself, you know, nobody's perfect. I I will often say things that I shouldn't say, and then I regret them, and I'll apologize for them or whatever. But I don't really, you know, denigrate people who I would consider to have bad content, because, you know, it's not my business. The thing at the end of the day is, if you think someone sucks, right, you have to remember that you might think they suck, but they have an audience, and if that audience is million strong, then really you don't have a right to say, and like some comments, I wish they'd all just disappear, for lack of a better term that I don't want to say other things on YouTube. But some of them were a hell of a lot worse than disappear. I read them and I'm like, you know, you don't know this person. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one, but that's kind of haters in a nutshell. As you know, I'm like, would you actually say that in person? Oftentimes, no, they wouldn't. The last thing I will talk about is financing bikes. I'm actually really interested, because I know several people who are like me and haven't ever financed a bike. You know, I might have gotten a loan to help out with certain bits and pieces from the bank, but it was always a loan that wasn't attached to anything, you know, I always just had to pay it back. But would you finance a bike, like 100%? Would you go in, pay your down payment, and then pay X amount every month until it's paid off? Is that something that you would do, or would you not do it? And I might make a video about this in the future, so if your answer is yes or no, please let me know why. And I really must fly a drone up to that thing and see what it actually is. I must look it up actually. I have no idea what it is, but I've obviously ridden past it many times. But yeah, that's kind of the end. If you would buy a bike on finance, let me know. If you wouldn't, also let me know, and let me know why. Very interested to know what you know, what kind of the averages would work out, like yes and no. From my own perspective, it's a tough one. I mean, my biggest issue at the moment that's stopping, not even that's stopping me, because I can't at the moment full stop, for many reasons, some of which will become clear in the near future, I hope. Don't kill me. You didn't even look, did you? You didn't even look, you absolute clown. People never look at that roundabout, they never look right. You know, my reasons hopefully will become clearer, but also a big thing for me is being able to work on my own bike, and the right to work on your own bike. And I think it should be that if you buy a new car or a new bike, the option to actually, no, it should just come free with it. You should get a little computer to be able to read your own codes and do all that stuff free with it. It should be part of it, because they're so expensive now. One of the simple computers that, you know, cost on Amazon 100-200 quid, it should come free with the bike, really. If you're putting that complicated a system in there. And I'm not even saying be able to reset errors, because obviously that's a problem where the people, you know, get a fault code up and just reset it and reset it and reset it. That would be a problem, because you could actually make stuff worse. But just be able to read it, ring the garage and say, hey, this is the code I have. You know, what's that? Can I fix it myself? Because oftentimes that is what I used to ask mechanics. Now I kind of know what I can fix myself a lot more. But when I was still learning a hell of a lot more than and I still have a lot to learn, by the way. I'm not saying I know everything or even know a lot. I know a little amount. But that's something that definitely resonates with me, that, you know, I'm put off buying any new bike, even on finance, because I'm really concerned that I won't be able to fix it myself, and that doesn't appeal to me. I want to be able to fix things myself. So yeah, let me know anyways. I will shut up now. Let me know what you think. Would you buy a bike that you can't fix yourself? Would you buy a bike on finance? And whatever the answer is, yes or no, please do let me know why in the comments. Because I might cover your answer in a future video. I'm really interested to know this. I always kind of wonder it, but I never ask. And I have this platform to ask, so I'm asking. Anyway, if you've watched, thank you very much for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my patrons. You're all the best, and I really appreciate what you do to support the channel. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot. I hope I can do more for you all one day. I hope the channel takes off and I can do all those giveaways and whatnot that other people like to do. But at the moment, it's not possible. But maybe one day we can do it. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. Is there anything that you would like me to cover on a Gorilla Ramble soon? Because I kind of go through cycles of doing certain videos, and at the moment I'm mad back into wanting to do Gorilla Explorers and going to lots of different castles and fly my drone. I also kind of want to do a few rambles. I have another idea for a ramble. Well, I had one a minute ago, but I think I've forgotten it now. But yeah, if you'd like to see anything covered in a ramble, let me know. Anyway, bye outro crew.